The Denver Whitecaps have opened up this first divisional series with 2 consecutive wins and double-digit run totals in each night of competition. Now, with their backs against the wall, the SSG Landers are returning to Denver for an opportunity to compete to stay alive in the Mile High City. Welcome back to HCBB on FTN. You're watching the first divisional series, and tonight, from South Korea, we go back to the United States. It's the SSG Landers taking on the Denver Whitecaps. Denver leading the series, a best-of-5 by 2 games. Victory for the Whitecaps tonight would mean moving on to the championship series. Welcome back on FTN. We have 2 broadcasts going at the same time. The Wichita Wizards and the Los Angeles Stars head back to the United States as well, but of course they've been playing all throughout in the U.S. This time, they're in California. We're a few states away here in this stream, and I'll be your host for tonight's broadcast, David Kreutz, commentating and producing. And it's wonderful to be back just minutes away from the first pitch in tonight's game. And let's give you a little bit of a brief overview of the championship picture before heading in. The bracket goes as follows. Now, Brooklyn is facing off against the Hanwha Eagles right now, and they currently find themselves advantageous, looking to make it a full 3-game sweep, whereas the Houston Bulls and Atlanta Rebels coming into the night, they are tied. The Wichita Wizards and LA Stars will begin playing very soon. They just started live on FTN as well, and of course, you're watching this game in which we are just moments away from getting the first pitch, and this is what it's all about. Championship tensions. The Whitecaps know they can put away their series rival in just a few swings of the bat. The Landers know that they need to stay alive tonight for any chance to continue. They fell behind quickly in both previous games, and now their backs are against the wall. Lineups are being set for tonight's game as you're watching on FTN, and we're looking forward to an exciting one once more with very similar lineups. Keep in mind the offensive powerhouses are due to dominate this game. Atlas, T-Bucks, and on the other side of the fence, Lurk for the Landers, who has been their best player all throughout. And it looks like now, everyone assuming their positions, we are back in Whitecaps Park, Denver, Colorado, the place to be tonight. And so, as lineups are set fully, it's time to go back to playoff baseball here in the HCBB League. Season 23 having a fantastic championship makeup so far, and as soon as these lineups are put out of the way, we'll bring you back to the field, and all of the action will be seen from first pitch to last. Right now, we're looking at a few of the players in particular getting onto their assumed positions, and tonight, of course, Denver going to be on defense first, pitching, and the Landers getting a chance to strike first with the bat. SSG did not go down silent last night. They were able to score 5 runs, but admittedly no match to Denver's 11. They had a little bit of a mid-game surge, was as close as a 2-run game before it all went haywire once again. The Whitecaps able to get a home run to their leadoff batter in Atlas, and they had that game all but won from that moment since. So now, it's an opportunity, of course, for a little bit of redemption. Whether or not that comes to be, well, we will find out. And so, let's get things going. Leadoff batter for tonight, it's going to be P-Chunk X, and it's time for your first pitch here on FTN. We would like to thank Gummy Bear 123D for a $100 donation to the channel here just before we got this thing started. The donation given on the other broadcast, unbelievable. We'd like to thank, of course, the entire HCBB community for stepping aboard with a $100 donation from Gummy Bear. Oh, great way to start the game, and we hope, of course, you all enjoy it as much as the players seem to enjoy getting back on the field for some more playoff baseball. It is time once again, and it looks like now, with players assuming their positions, P-Chunk X, who was pitching last night, is instead assuming the role of the batter. And now to the mound, starting tonight's game for the Denver Whitecaps, who else but the offensive juggernaut, Atlas. And so now, their best hitter assumes the position of their starting pitcher. P-Chunk X takes to the plate, and now it's going to be Atlas to the mound. Let's see what the both of them can do going toe-to-toe. The first pitch for tonight's game, contact, it's a foul ball. Foul ball for strike 1 to kick off the night here. P-Chunk X going to get away with a little bit of contact, but nothing all too competitive. contact. This one's going to fall in for a grounder to first, and it looks like Chunk going to be put out on 2 pitches. Atlas getting away quickly with that first at bat, but here comes Lurk, a very competitive batter in his own right, and the best player that we've seen from the Landers so far. And if there's anyone who can break through, you're looking at him right here, right now. Lurk getting up to the plate, and it's contact, and just foul for the first pitch. So now for Lurk, trying to get back into the swing of things. He was fantastic last night, went 4 for 5. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. If there was anyone who was going to put the Landers back in contention last night, it was Lurk. Without a shadow of a doubt, there was no other reason the Landers even had a chance if it wasn't for the incredible hitting that we saw. And it looks like here we go again, and this one is deep to center field. It is gone! Lurk with another home run, and the Landers strike first. Can you believe it? At the top of the game, another early home run, and they've done it once again. The SSG Landers will lead thanks to their star hitter. Lurk puts one on the board. And the Landers, facing a do-or-die circumstance, they get the run to score, and now it looks like falling a little further behind. Atlas giving up a quick home run. He got the win in game 1. They send him back out and shaking quickly. And so, back to the action. We see now Fire Phoenix up to the plate. So the pitch on the way. First against Fire, going to fall in for strike 1. Try to get a better view of this right now. As you can see, Atlas going to be at the mound again. Nobody on base, of course, a solo home run, ball 1, and there you have it. Very quickly, it looks like the tides have turned in this game, and we'll see whether or not that remains the same, of course. Atlas hoping to get away with that one as the one and only mistake, and let's see what happens from here. Pitch on the way to Fire Phoenix. Coming up at 1-1 count. Down low, ball 2. And now Fire, no hits, no runs, nothing to speak of so far in this series. Looking for perhaps a little better of an opportunity to make something count offensively. Pitch on the way down low for ball 3. And again, not making that mark. Atlas going to be missing it consistently here. I think at this point it is intentional. Maybe not a walk. Looking for a chaser pitch here. Let's see what Fire gets. Atlas deals. Up top, strike 2. It is a full count now. 10 pitches in, 1 out recorded, 1 home run, and 1 hit allowed. And as such, SSG Landers going to be back on top. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 swinging. Atlas going to get out of it, but now facing up against a few newcomers who we might not know how to pitch around. Dubs to the plate, and here we go again. Atlas facing off against the front of the lineup. He gave up 1 hit already to P-Chunk X, hoping not to give up another. Kendall and Just Save in the chat room, thank you all for stopping by. Strike 1 falls in just inside the zone. And for those of you, of course, who are tuning in right now, playoff baseball, this is an elimination game. The Los Angeles Stars and the Wichita Wizards also play, and they will be playing in a game that is as tight as ever that entire series is, but they're tied right now. Winner-take-all series in a best-of-5 scenario, so getting to that second win is a huge advantage, and right now Denver looking to strike back on the offense come the bottom of the first. Pitch on the way, strike 2 swinging. Atlas now with a chance to get that put-away pitch and move on to the second half of the frame. Atlas deals. Up top, ball 2. Right now, Dub's going to be much more patient, maybe understanding that it's a little bit tricky now for Atlas to try to go and attack directly. Wait just a little bit more, taking some time in between those pitches. Atlas going to go at it once again. The pitch. Strike 3 swing, and he'll get away from it. And so Atlas takes the 60-foot walk from the mound to the plate, and we have headed into the bottom of the first. Overall, only 1 hit going to be allowed, but a home run nevertheless. And much like what we saw from Denver last night, early momentum could be make or break. So Atlas now going to step up to the plate, and the pitcher for tonight's event, the SSG Landers, decide upon Wildlife Mouse. And so the Mouse going to lead off the game in the bottom of the first, taking his first pitch. In there for strike one. Not afraid to attack on that one, and Atlas going to sit on the pitch, maybe expecting something out of the zone. Pitching once more. Contact to this one, going to be laced into shallow center field, put away, and just like that, a ground out to kick things off. Now it's going to be T-Bucks stepping up to the plate, and the offensive core of Atlas and T-Bucks looking to carry through, even with some early shortcomings in pitching here. And so let's see what happens here. T-Bucks going to step up to the plate and looking for that opportunity for certain, and let's see what he gets up with. The Mouse back to the mound. Let's see what happens here. 2 pitches in, getting it out. And that's exactly what we saw from Atlas when he was pitching in the top of the first. Pitch on the way, up top, and this one's going to be hit into deep right center field. Not a home run, but a pop out, and T-Bucks going to be put away on just 1 pitch. And perhaps the best way for the Mouse here to start things off. The 2 best hitters on the Denver Whitecaps put away in 3 pitches. Here comes Tiger, now up to the plate. Hit 1 home run last night. Overall was a very solid contributor for his team. And now it looks like with the best 2 hitters out the way, the Landers getting off to a great start here. Let's see if they can continue. First pitch of the at-bat. Strike 1 and a check swing too late. Not liking that offering there, but maybe hesitating a little too late at the end of day. Pitch on the way once again. Up top, ball 1. So now Tiger waiting just a little bit longer. Deals once again. Ball 2. This time the check swing works out. And checking the swing going to be such a useful tool for all of these batters here, especially when pitchers play around the edge of the strike zone, which we've talked about most every game. Strike 2 down low. And Tiger once again going to check his swing and sitting on the pitch. Keeping the bat on the shoulder for the time being here. Hoping to wait for a good offering. Up top, it's going to be a shallow pop-up into center field. It will fall for a single, and it looks like Tiger gets on base. And just enough to fall in. Young Gio now to the plate with 2 home runs and 5 RBI in the series. Gio overall proving solid late. He hit the final home run of the day last night and is now looking to do so once again. And Gio to the plate. Arnold, the catcher, getting in as well. Now it's time to see whether or not the Mouse can get out of this one and maybe not unravel quickly as we saw last night. Pitch on the way. First of that bat, it's going to be released into right field. It will fall, head to the corner. Looks like now it's going to be rounding third. Tiger going to make his way there, and it will be a double. Now trying to go home. It could be a tied ball game, and that it is 1-1. And now it's going to be all tied up once again. 1-1, and after a clutch offering from Gio, a double, an RBI double at that. And now INV comes up with a runner in scoring position. So, Envy now having the opportunity to burst this game wide open. The tying run on second, the leading run at the plate. And let's see what he does with that opportunity. Pitch on the way. Up top, strike 1 swinging. And for all the shortcomings in those past 2 at-bats, the Mouse is not afraid to attack in the right situation. Down low, strike 2. And it looks like right now the right situation is being a little bit more aggressive with Envy, knowing maybe one of the freer swingers as we saw last night. Why not try to attack in the zone and look for that chaser put away pitch? Up top, ball 1. Very close to the outside corner there. And Envy not going to take it an offering. It looks like he'll be a little more patient once again. Strike 3 swinging, and so we move on to the second inning. This game is once again tied, and it looks like now the Landers, they got out of it without any major trouble, but they'll give away 1 run off the back of young Gio's RBI double. And so now, up to the plate, Cowardly Arnold, your catcher for the Landers. Arnold making his way in here, hoping to avoid the sweep and hoping to get some runs scored quickly. Pitch on the way, ball one, outside. An update, the Brooklyn Bears win 2-1 against the Hanwha Eagles. The Eagles are eliminated and the Brooklyn Bears move on to the championship series. Shallow left, it will fall foul. Close one there. Almost got through. Nevertheless, Arnold just a stud or two away from getting a hit. It won't fall in. The Brooklyn Bears are going to end the Hanwha Eagles season. The Eagles, coming from the wild card round, not going to make it any further. Shallow pop up to the third baseman and quickly put away by young Gio. Out. And so, Cade hits bombs coming up. Cade not yet putting a hit down in these 2 games we played. Maybe looking for a chance to perhaps improve upon that as he comes up to the plate for his first time tonight. The Bears were the favorite, of course, coming in. 2-time defending champions, and Brooklyn has once again done exactly what's necessary to put themselves further in the championship picture. This one going to be hit to shallow center field, shallow enough to be caught anyway, and a few dozen feet away from the warning track, put away on one pitch. Cade out again. Z Millionaire up to the plate, who after underperforming in game 1 to say the least, able to get a multi-hit game last night, and now looking to show that last night was less of a fluke and more of the future to come. 20 pitches so far for Atlas in these 2 innings, and admittedly being rung up in the first, hoping to get that pitch count a little bit lower for the future and average out at under 10 pitches per inning. Pitch on the way. Up top for strike 1 swinging. And so now Millionaire going to take it that first offering. Let's see if it's another swing. Pitch on the way, in the zone, strike 2 called. And that one low and slow, just enough to make it into the zone again. And now Atlas with the advantage, maybe trying to go for the chaser pitch. Dealing. Contact going to be very shallow, and this should fall in for a quick ground out. That it does. Millionaire is out, and so we move on to the bottom of the second. Bottom of 2 with Elliptics coming up to the plate. Atlas getting off the mound. And here we go again, the Mouse. Ready to return after giving up 2 hits and 1 run last time around. Elliptics looking to burst this game wide open. Of course, so far, still a dead even game after 2 innings, and it looks like it might change here. This one's going to fall into center field, won't be caught. Looks good for a stand-up double. Elliptic's going to be rounding to second and not going to be caught. Now with an opportunity to go for third, it looks like cutoff man just gets to it in time. Elliptics with a stand-up double, and X-Vinicti to the plate now as a lead-off double to kick off the bottom of the second. Once again, puts Denver in a real good position. So Vinicti here, seeing his teammate come up very quickly into the plate, and now in scoring position with another opportunity. Every one of these Denver players have gotten an opportunity to put a runner in, either home plate, getting them to score, or putting them in scoring position, and most, if not all, have already succeeded, taking 2 quick pitches. It's now going to be down 2 in the count, 2 balls, no strikes, and the Mouse looking for a quick strikeout here. The pitch on the way. Up top, strike 3 swinging. Vinicti put away on 3 pitches there, and all 3 of which looks to fall inside the zone. Kane gets to the plate here with a .500 batting average for the Whitecaps, and maybe a little more of an opportunity for some success. And Kane now coming through. First pitch in the zone, taken, strike 1. A lot of these first pitches for the Mouse falling inside the zone, and not afraid to let these players know it's not about chasing quick. It's all about getting it in there to the zone and trying to attack and show there's a little bit more confidence than what other pitchers for the Landers have shown so far. Overall, a demolition derby, having to go through 3 pitchers last night for the Landers and giving up 11 runs in total. Not what they wanted, and they've given up a double-digit total in both of the previous nights. Of course, looking to avoid that tonight. Strike 3 called again, a 3-pitch strikeout, and now looking to strike out the side as last night's winning pitcher, Bunza Boy, comes to the plate. So Bunza who was able to control the game for the better part of 5 2/3 innings last night. He's back up to the plate with 3 RBIs so far in the series, looking for 4. This one going to be laced in a shallow left to center, not enough, and it's going to be put away quick. Bunza out, and the Mouse gets away with it rather quickly. Welcome to the top of the 3rd inning here, and all of a sudden, it looks like we got ourselves a dead even game to start. Wide the Mouse coming to the plate, Atlas back to the mound, and here we go again. The pitch on the way, first pitch of the at-bat, up top for ball 1. And looking to get that chaser pitch high and in the corner. Doesn't work out just yet. Dealing once more. Atlas puts that one in the zone for strike 1 called. Talking about where we are playing tonight, Denver, Colorado. So no longer playing on the other side of the planet in South Korea. Altitude-wise, Denver, Colorado. This stadium, the highest up of any HCBB stadium, but it doesn't really change the hitting mechanics. Ball 2 going to be taken once again. For the Colorado Rockies, the real-life equivalent of these Whitecaps, well, they play nearly a mile high in altitude relative to the rest of the teams in the MLB. That's the highest by a long shot. Up there for strike 2. Now going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes. And with that being said, it's a little bit easier to hit at the cavernous Coors Field, which you can see this is quite the deep field for all these players to deal with. You got to be a heavy hitter. Strike 3 called there on the Mouse, and he can't get it inside. Strike 3. To the plate, Mini Chowder dealing for strike 1. Looks like Atlas gets that one in nice and easy, pocketing it inside the zone. A lot of guys taking at that first offering tonight. It seems like patience has proven key, and a lot of players not deciding to go all too aggressive. 2 strikes already, and it looks like Mini Chowder down on the count quickly. Altitude not making a difference at all, as Just Save in the chat room mentioned. It's all about the players here, and inside it's going to be a ground out quickly, and Chowder put away in 3 pitches. P-Chunk X, the top of the lineup, has once again returned. And the man who got the leadoff home run to get us going has once again come back to the plate. Let's see what he can do from here and maybe try to help his team out that much more. So P-Chunk X going to lock in, get ready to rumble again. He set that shockwave to kick off the game, and it was a statement, and it looks like strike 1 up top going to be taken quick. Statement at bat of any nature, of course, in playoff competition, so important, but when you're down 2 games like this, that's going to send shockwaves through this team. If they can only respond and get a run or 2 more, we might see ourselves a very close game here. P going to take that for the first ball of the at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Dealing inside the zone, strike 2 swinging. Atlas hoping not to pitch around P-Chunk X and send that signal of being maybe a little bit more worried about what to expect here. Now dealing inside, ball 2. Wait for the proper dealing here. P-Chunk X knowing already got that first home run, perhaps the most important run the Landers have gotten all throughout the season. And now looking to back it up with at least something in scoring position. Atlas up top, strike 3 swinging, and so we move on to the bottom of the 3rd, and Atlas takes the 60-foot walk once again as our leadoff batters have returned to the plate. Bottom of the 3rd, 1 run on 2 hits for both teams, and Atlas getting the man who kicks things off here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Mouse back to the plate, and here we go again. Atlas is such a tricky hitter to get out, and even with the 1 out that he's recorded today, that came down to heavy contact, and the likes of which very hard to avoid a hit unless you place your outfielders right, which good teams like the Denver Whitecaps and SSG Landers, they tend to do that. So don't expect a lot of those outfield errors, although any of which could prove crucial. And so the Mouse getting back on the plate. Atlas is already standing there. Now looking for the first pitch off the mound for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Wide has gone 21 pitches so far, so overall getting through in a very low pitch count. Dealing for number 22. Down low, ball 1. Not trying to risk it right now. Once again, a tied ball game. And of course, the anticipation for the entire team here, the Landers anyway, was getting that insurance run and trying to go from there. But Denver striking back quickly show they are not going to give in. Up top, this one's going to fall into center field, and it's going to be another hit falling through. And just like that, it's a quick single. And so adding to the previous hits, T-Buck's now going to make it to the plate. It's a shallow one, but just enough. And there you have it, Atlas getting through. First base for Atlas, and T-Buck's now making his way into the plate. This offensive core is dangerous, and having them first and second in the lineup, never easy to avoid them. So let's see what happens here. Pitch on the way. Inside for strike one. And trying to get a little more speed in that one. The only way these players can tell what's coming at them, tipping those pitches with wind-up speed. Slower pitches, slower wind-ups, and this one looks to be an off-speeder. Inside for strike two again. This time swinging, and T-Buck seeing the offering might have been a little bit more at his pace. Tries for it, but the inside corner ends up. Looking not to swing free here. The mouse goes at it again. Called strike three on T-Bucks, and he'll take it for 3 pitches. Tiger coming back up. Tiger with a single so far today, 2 runs and 4 RBI in the series so far, batting a flat 400. Now with a chance to raise it. 4 for 10 so far. Here we go again. Contact going to be right there, foul and shallow, not enough for a base hit. So now Tiger 1 strike down on the count, of course. Not expecting it to be 3 straight strikes, but not afraid to attack. The mouse goes low for ball 1. 1-1 after 2 pitches here. Tiger looking to get back on base and try to put a runner in the scoring position. That's the end goal now. Pitch on the way, strike 2 swinging down low. Tiger keeping his bat on the shoulder now and going at it again. Up top, this one's going to follow the left field, and it is caught. Nice work there from Pete Gex to put a batter away, and a diving catch it was not, but a very impressive one at that, and that will avoid a runner moving up the scoring position. Here comes young Gio, who scored the first and only run for Denver today. Denver out trying to get their way into the Division Championship Series. Brooklyn Bears, they already made it, and they are going to be facing the winner of the Houston and Atlanta Series. Right now, 7-5 game over there, and as it stands, they're tied coming into this one. It's going to be a tricky series because they could end up going 5 games in full. Depends on what the Bulls and the Rebels have planned, of course. Brooklyn Bears, though, have already made it past the Hanwha Eagles and have locked themselves in. Tonight, Denver can lock themselves into a pitch up and in for ball 1. Just 1 run could make the difference here. The mouse deals in the zone, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike once again. So now the count is going to be even once more. No movement from Tiger. As you see now, the pitch is going to go high and deep to right center field. It is gone! Denver with another home run. It's a 2-run shot in the arm, and the Whitecaps have done it again. My oh my, once more, Denver's on top. And as you can see, they're going to put 2 runners on the board, celebrating on the field. The Whitecaps are up 2. It's now a 3-1 ball game as they're running the bases in reverse. Runners have scored. What a way to bust this game open. And now Envy back to the plate. The Mouse is going to give up 3 runs so far in 3 2/3 innings. Here we go again. First pitch of the at-bat to Envy. Dealing. Inside, ball 1. looks like Gio red hot in this game, going 2 for 2. The Denver Whitecaps on top now by 2 runs, and as such, the crowd going wild here. It's been an exciting game already, and it looks like now the Whitecaps once again find themselves up and ahead. You gotta wonder right now, what can the Denver Whitecaps do, of course, to continue extending it, which might be the biggest trouble right now because the Landers are still alive. And in all honesty, I can't expect them to shut down just based on that. With 3 balls and 1 strikes here, pitching around Envy, and we'll see if he takes this time by.
You all right?
Gonna be a little bit of a timeout here in between pitches. 37 so far. And the Mouse was going through pretty smoothly in those first 2, and now getting rattled a little bit more so in this 3rd inning. Trying to get it out of it though, maybe looking for a put-away pitch or a ground out or some weak contact to get away. The Mouse deals. Contact, it'll be foul and not going to fall in play. And you can see now, entire field is in orientation, maybe waiting for a shallow hit. And of course, that's the end goal, getting that ground out here and escaping trouble. See what happens. The pitch on the way. Contact, and this one's going to be rung into left field, right by the line, and it's going to fall in for another base hit. It's going to be a single, if anything. No chance to turn 2. And Elliptics now coming up to the plate with a man on first again. Could be a 5-1 game if this hit is all that the Whitecaps would like. Pitch all the way for the Mouse. Down low for ball 1. A little bit of movement there through first base, and you can see not afraid to maybe get those fielders a little more involved by first. Nothing much has happened so far. Pitch on the way. Contact. This one's going to be fouled to right field. One ball, 1 strike now. A little bit of contact from Elliptics, but not enough, of course, to get it fair. Let's see what happens here. Outside, ball 2. Now the Mouse, of course, facing with all the Landers have seen throughout the series, what all their pitchers have faced firsthand, that trouble of being worn out quite quickly here, going through those high pitch counts, ending up giving up multiple hits. This one going to fall in the center field, and nobody going to take it. It looks like now runner going to third, no chance. 2 runners in base, 1 in scoring position, and Vinicti to the plate. Looks like spelled Vinicti, but Vincity is how it should be pronounced. A little bit of a misspelling perhaps there. Nevertheless, the Mouse now in a tricky position with 2 out. Just 1 out would get out of this inning and move on to the 4th. But this game could be blown all out of proportion if, of course, the Whitecaps get another hit. Pitch on the way in the zone. Strike 1 up in the middle of the zone there. Just with a little more power to maybe distract. Now you got to wonder what can happen here. Talking about that getting worn out early in this game. 44 pitches, more than halfway through the stamina bar each and every one of these pitchers have. And contact is going to be laced into the right field home dugout. Not enough to go fair again. No balls, 2 strikes so far. The Mouse maybe looking for the put away. Up top, ball 1. Not going to get the swing on there. Keeping the bat on the shoulder. And it looks like Vinicti a little more confident and waiting for the right offering, which has helped out the teammates on the Denver Whitecaps all throughout. Pitch on the way, down low, 2-2. And the count, it is even. Evening up the count so quickly here. You got to question what's going on here for the Mouse, knowing it's almost like being all alone out there on the mound, but just trying to find a way out of it. Contact, this one going to be laced to center and caught, and so we move on to the 4th inning. The Whitecaps are up 2, and it's time for 4th inning action. Lurk up to the plate. And of course, the best batter for the SSG Landers, Lurk the 4th. He's back in action, looking to put his team back on the map. Been a tricky ball game, of course, so far for the Landers, maybe getting rung up a little bit more offensively anyway, but that's something that can be recovered as the game goes on. So perhaps maybe not too much immediate concern so far, and instead putting trust in that offense, which has to do the good work now if there's any chance to pull through with the game win. Pitch on the way. Not yet. Going to be a fake throw. a little bit more practice for the defense before we get things moving again. Lurk got the bat in the shoulder, looking for the first offering. Strike one, and it falls in for Atlas. Atlas going to go right into the zone for that first pitch now. Up in the count by 1 strike. And we'll see what Lurk can do. Pitch on the way once again for Atlas here. Second of the at-bat and 38th of the day. Ball 1. And admittedly, Atlas getting rung up through the pitch count as well. Already up to 38 pitches, which could be higher and higher by the end of this at-bat. Of course, could be in the 40s. By the end of the inning, could be in the 50s. Pitch on the way again. Ball 2. Now 39 pitches deep. And trying to conserve the pitch count. It'll be tricky here for Atlas because you don't want to give away bad pitches that give to contact of any shape or form. But losing that stamina means losing an absolute large amount of control. That can't really be shown until you see it. You lose speed, you lose command, you lose that location, and you can all but not decide what's going on with the pitch. It just happens for you. The pitch on the way here. Strike 2. Up top, that's ball 3. It's a full count now to open up this inning. And Lurk being such a tricky batter to deal with here with a .77 batting average. Can't play around with this hitter. Not going to be easy to make it work. Pitch on the way. Up top, and it's going to be contact into center field. A pop out. And Lurk going to be finally put away with after 6 pitches. Atlas getting exactly what he needs, and so Fire Phoenix up to the plate. Phoenix making his back for its second at-bat here. Few of these pitchers so far, well, done a pretty good job, of course, of making it around the rotation 2, 3, 4 times. And it looks like no trouble for Atlas so far, although using up that pitch count to get away from Lurk. Maybe going to be a little more confident now, coming up on 2 batters who have not yet recorded a hit so far. Phoenix, the first of which. Pitch on the way, contact, and this one going to be hit sharply in the center again. A pop out. And it looks like Phoenix going to stay hitless in this series, at least for now. 2 outs on 44 pitches, and Dubs back up to the plate, who was not able to get a hit last time around, and hoping not to succumb to that fate of a pop out to center field once again. Strike 1 going to fall in for Atlas. And a multi-home run game with home runs on both sides of the fence so far. Of course, for Denver, 3 runs scored, the last of which on a 2-run shot. Now 2 strikes down. Looks like Dub's going to be behind in the count, and Atlas looking to put him away in a total of just 3 pitches. No balls, 2 strikes. Atlas winding up, delivering and dealing. Pitches in the zone, just out of it, ball 1. Using the outside corner and looking just away. Looks like Dubs deciding to be a little more patient and come and set once again. Atlas now in his 4th pitch of the at-bat. Check swing, 2-2, the count's even again. And looks like a very similar at-bat pattern from what we saw early with Lurk. Admittedly for Lurk, he was able only to get that pop out, but he did get contact, so maybe Dubs seeing these pitches is going to help him out. Pitch on the way, strike 3 called, and we move now to the bottom of the 4th, and Dubs going to be standing dead still after that strikeout. Atlas puts him away, Ryan up to the plate, and now Dubs going to move out of there and let Ryan get back to the batter's box. It looks like Wide the Mouse taking a little bit of time now to come set. 48 pitches so far, very similar to the amount that T-Bucks has thrown to this point. It looks like they're within 1 pitch of each other in terms of the count coming into the bottom of the 4th inning here. So Wide looking for a chance to maybe conserve on the count again. Shallow contact would be the best opportunity to do just that, but strikeout is going to be crucial here. And Ryan, a potent hitter with a .575 average so far, almost gets one again. Hitting the right field, shallow and foul. Now Wide gonna get that first strike, but a little bit of contact, so maybe gonna move away out the strike zone as a result. Looks like it's gonna be shallow contact once again, this time to right field. It's gonna fall in for a base hit. It's gonna be a single, and Ryan gets on the base to lead off the inning. And now Bunza Boy back to the plate with a 444 batting average, hitting flat 4 coming into the game. Got it back up, and his average could keep rising, maybe into the 5s, as Bunza now gets back to the plate himself. Battle of pitchers. Yesterday's winning pitcher and currently Wide, with the way things are going, would be on record for a loss. So giving up another run or two here would be bad news. Strike 1 going to be taken and called. Taking that first pitch, Bunza Boy does, looking for the offering and seeing exactly what he'd like to see. Down low, ball 1. Taken for the first time and the second time respectively. Still looking for a little bit more of aggression. See what happens here is Bunza going to get that third pitch. Wide going to deal once more. Just out the zone, ball 2. And you can see once again here, Bunza Boy, of course, sitting still, taking those pitches, trying to find the right offering. And ball 3 now, 3 balls and 1 strike. Can't quite get it there, and Wide not going to get that chaser pitch just yet. Wide offers once again. Pitch on the way. Up top, and it's going to be hitting the left field, and this one goes all the way down the line. And it looks like now, coming through to third base, it looks like now runner's going to be on the corners, and that's the case indeed. First and third are occupied as Atlas comes up to the plate, and the Landers have not yet gotten anyone out. No outs so far in the bottom of the 4th inning. And now all of a sudden, Atlas now with a chance to go all out. So far, only a bloop single and a shallow pop out. 1 for 2 so far today. Maybe to get that multi-hit game once more. Wide, coming set, and looking to deliver. Contact right into center field. This one's going to score at least 1 run, if not 2, and that it does. Now it's going to be 4-1, 2 men on base, and the Landers are in trouble. Take a look at that. 4-1 ball game now, and T-Bucks back to the plate. Now it looks like Wide getting a little bit more tattered through. Getting off the mound once again, setting up once more. And now T-Bucks coming in, seeing his offensive partner in crime doing such damage already. Upstairs, ball 1. And Wide not gonna try to go easy on T-Bucks, but at the same time can't afford to give up anything more unnecessary. Pitch on the way. Strike 1 inside the zone, goes to the outside corner. A 1-1 count right now, and it looks like Wide trying to deal inside, and it looks like it's going to not fail necessarily, but trying to tag up. No chance. First out, and T-Buck's going to be recorded on a shallow pop-up. Here comes Tiger once again to the plate. Pitch on the way. Up top, ball 1, and Tiger has been potent tonight. It looks like, if not T-Bucks or Atlas, Tiger is as much a threat, if not more so. And with the way he's been playing so far in this series, 4 RBI, 2 home run, no question he's going to be one to watch if you're on the opposing team. And the Landers, they know it, and they've got that attitude where they understand exactly what's going on. See what happens here. 1 ball, no strikes so far. The pitch on the way. contact, and this one's going to be put into deep center field. Maybe a chance to tag up here, and let's see what happens. Yes, it is. It's going to be a single tag to third, and just like that, runners on the corners once again with young Gio to the plate. He got the last home run here for the Whitecaps. Might have a chance to do so once again. Now a man on first, a man on third, and that's the way they go so far. 4-1. And now 3 runs back the Landers are. Let's see what happens here. Wide the mouse coming back to the mound. Atlanta gonna win over Houston, a 7-5 ball game, and now leading the series 2-1. The only other action tonight in the HCBB world is live on FTN. The Wichita Wizards and, of course, the LA Stars up top for ball 1. And now you find yourself in a position where few runs down, runners on the corners, getting a little more beat up each and every time by. Wide the mouse not having as much fun here in the second and third go-around of these batters. Inside for strike 1, just gets inside the zone, using that outside corner again. Trying to go a little bit further out on these pitches, respectively. Looks like it's worked out. Now getting the call again. 1 ball, 2 strikes here, and young Gio going to sit on the both of them. I think if there's anyone who has a reason to be confident tonight, Gio is the man. He put that multi-run home run into the air, and it was gone. Well, let's see here what happens. Looks like, once again, coming off of the mound, wide, looking for another chance here. Let's see what happens. Pitch all the way, 1-2. Contact, and this one going to be put into center field, a pop out that moves us to the 5th inning. Top of the 5th here, and Gio out for the first time today. Looks like they can't quite get him there, and so the Whitecaps leave with a 4-1 3-run advantage. So now Atlas seeing that insurance run comes once again. Now with 3 runs to play with, he's going to need it for this one. This one shot to center field, and it is gone quickly. The Landers get the home run, and it's now a 2-run game. Look at that, and the Landers come through with another run scored. SSG getting back in the swing of things here and coming home on just 1 pitch. Cowardly Arnold, he has done it, and he does it at a crucial point. Now 2 runs down, coming back to the dugout and continuing his celebration, and the Landers are as hyped as ever, but they've got to come through consistently now with that in mind. And so, it looks like now 2-run deficit and 2 runs only. Let's get back to it here. And it's going to be Atlas once again dealing. Pitch on the way, contact, and it's going to be shallow into right field, and it will fall down for a single, if not more. No chance to make it anymore, but a single. And so, it looks like Cade getting his first hit of the series. Z Millionaire up to the plate as well, with a .250 batting average now, and hoping for it to not fall to the ground. Overall, looks like the Landers now with a chance to get that rally cap back in motion here. Depends, of course, on what happens with these next few at-bats. Tying run is at the plate once again here, and could be 4-4 as a result. A leadoff home run, sending that shockwave once again for Atlas, and in 2 innings so far, the 5 we've played, Atlas giving up leadoff homers. Down low and get a pocket in, Z Millionaire misses for strike 1. 1-1 so far. Millionaire going to take a temporary timeout here, set up once again, and go back at it. And now maybe a little bit of a mental reset for the team. The Landers knowing the tying runs at the plate here, and perhaps looking for some stronger contact, if anything. 2 balls, 1 strike. Up top, contact once again. This one going to fall in the shallow left field, and it's going to go through for another base hit. Now trying to tag for third. Doesn't work out, but 2 men on base, and wide the mouse coming up. First opportunity for Wide the Mouse in scoring position so far. No hits in the series, 0 for 1 today. Wide is back. Now let's see what happens here. The Landers with a chance to get the leading run if Wide were to hit a homer. And the tying run now on first. Pitch on the way. Ball 1 outside. And Atlas all of a sudden in a very risky position here. It could be a 5-4 game if a home run is given up. Let's see what happens. Wide now at the plate looking to do some damage. Pitch on the way. Upstairs, and it's going to be contact again. Foul to left field. Nothing comes of it. Strong contact. Outfield would be enough to score a run, if not 2. We have seen previously players running 3 bases in 1 hit.
Thank you.
And Atlas, he knows this. Pitch on the way, 1-1. Strike 2 swinging. Looking for a chance to get a tag out. Both first base and second base, no chance. Both players, Millionaire, going to be there in first base. You can see on the frame staying still. And as is for both of the players, the Landers who are on base now, knowing no chance to risk it. Cade and Millionaire alike waiting for a chance to run. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. And Atlas looking back again. This will be the 4th pitch of the at-bat here for Wide the Mouse that he's going to get anyhow. Pitch on the way, inside, ball 2. And now the count dead even once more. Atlas coming set once again, looking to calmly get through 3 outs here, but it looks like it's going to be a pop-up into left field and caught. No chance to tag up. And a shallow piece of contact for Wide, and he'll stay hitless so far. Mini Chowder up to the plate, who got soft contact in his previous at-bat, and looking to do so once again. If not, a little bit stronger this time by. Pitch on the way for Atlas. First of the at-bat, falls low for ball 1. Atlas now going to try to attack in the zone for that first strike. And Mini Chowder, of course, we saw from Wide the Mouse, both players who don't have any hits so far. So maybe it's tricky to say whether or not they're a little more confident to pitch to these players, but they know so far they have not seen success, which makes it a little more tricky to find out what they can and cannot hit if they have not hit at all throughout this series. 2-run deficit so far for the Landers, and Mini Chowder looking to blow this game wide open. Pitch on the way up top, ball 3. It's 3-1. Expect a pitch inside the zone here. It'll be very unlikely for anything outside because that could lead to a bases loaded scenario with a walk. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 swinging right in the zone. And getting just under the bat of Mini Chowder there. He misses it, but just barely. Now, 3-2. We could go either way. Taking a break. And hoping to go at it again. Atlas now with a 2 ERA in 2 appearances, getting that Game 1 win. However, has allowed 3 home runs in those 2 games here. And getting a little more tattered in this game than anything else previously. Pitch on the way. Almost getting the tag out, but it was close. Not enough. Both pitcher and batter are going to be taking another time out here. And it looks like now Atlas is indeed ready to deliver once again. This will be a 66th pitch of the day. Let's see what comes of it. 3-2, full count with 2 men on base. Pitch in, and it's going to be contact. This time at a shallow center field. No chance to catch, and it could be a runner scoring. Trying to make it a bases loaded scenario. That it is. Bases are loaded with a P-Chunk X coming to the plate. Chunk getting that leadoff home run, and now the Denver Whitecaps are in trouble. Bases are loaded. And P-Chunk X with perhaps the most important hit in this series, trying to keep the Landers alive. They're 2 games down now, but this could change it all. Pitches in, strike one, swinging. Checking the swing once more, hoping to get that right opportunity. Pitches inside, ball one. Now Atlas in the most trouble he's been in all throughout the day. Question becomes whether or not he can escape it this time by. Fielders have done their job and then some, but now it looks like these hitters finding gaps and open spots where weren't previously. Contact, and this is going to be a dribbler right to first. It's a sacrifice, and it looks like now caught in the rundown. Cade is out. A double play to escape the bases loaded scenario. Atlas gets lucky. He won't give up anything more. And so the Whitecaps get through, and the bases unloaded, but not through a hit. The Whitecaps are staying alive. What looked to be almost a certainty. Well, now it looks like the Whitecaps have just saved themselves from disaster. Almost no chance to get out of that one unscathed. That they did. Strike one to Envy. Pitch on the way inside for ball one. Unbelievable there. Atlas getting away with that one. It looks like his fielders helping out immensely. And what we thought looked to be unavoidable, inescapable no less, works out. And it looks like Wide the Mouse going to take a break and reset himself once again. 67 pitches in so far at the bottom of the 6th inning. And looking to come set once again. Pitch on the way. Contact in right field, a foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes now to Wide the Mouse. And Envy, of course, looking to add some more insurance runs. And it looks like Atlas getting in some more trouble on that last inning. Still escaped it. Shallow. And this one going to be hit to second base. Makes it back to first for a ground out. And just like that, Elliptics back to the plate. 250 batting average so far for Elliptics on this series. In 2 games and change so far has been solid. Pitch on the way again. Contact, foul ball. Just not enough so far to get that hit. However, the 1 for 4 average so far in this series, not bad in the slightest. Let's see what he can do here. No balls, 1 strike. And now Wide going to be leading the at-bat. Pitch on the way. Check swing for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike now. Let's see what comes of it. Nobody on base so far and looking to start that momentum. Another check swing for ball 2. Now trying to wait on the right pitch here. Getting out of such trouble, of course. You might have seen a little bit of a different attitude if the Whitecaps gave up a run or more in that last inning. Might have seen them swinging a little bit freer, trying to get that offense back in motion. But now they find themselves, of course, still with the game lead. And it's going to be now 3 balls and 1 strike here. And now, Wide the Mouse. Looking to get back in the zone. Can't expect to see a walk. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 swinging. Right to the bottom corner. Low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another full count here for Wide, and it's going to be contact to right field and foul once again. Goes far, but in the wrong direction. And so Elliptic steps back up to the plate. Wide deals once more. 3-2. Strike 3 swinging. Gets the strikeout there. And so moves on to X-Vinicti. 386 batting average so far, or rather, as you can see on the screen there, 286 with an OPS of 333. 4 strikeouts so far in the series. hoping not to add to that count. Up top for strike one, taking the first pitch and comes in rather quickly. It seems like overall White has prioritized getting that first fast pitch on the way, then using some off-speed stuff to sort of throw the hitters off guard, and it's worked so far. Low for ball one. Down to the bottom side, and not enough there to get the chasing pitch. Still going to be waiting. Check swinging. Now wide. Comes set once again. The 1-1 pitch going to be laced into shallow left field. Diving catch will be caught. And we move on to the sixth inning on a diving catch. Sixth inning is here, and so Lurk to the plate. What a catch that was. And it will keep the Whitecaps at bay. A diving stop brings the fifth inning to a halt. And so we move on to inning number 6. Atlas back to the plate and hoping for less a disaster than what we saw last time by. Lurk comes set, and so does Atlas here, facing off once more. The catalyst for the entire SSG Landers offense, who has been so far quite solid today. Average falling down to a flat 700. Nevertheless, he's been swinging the right pitches and making contact. Pitch on the way there, going to fall for the first strike. Now, Atlas deals again. Second pitch. This one's going to be contact and laced into deep center field. Not going to fall for a home run, but the Landers once again with a heavy hit. Looking to turn two, and that it is. Second base, a diving stop. And so Lurk once again gets on base, and now Fire Phoenix up to the plate. Admittedly, so far, Fire has yet to get a hit in the series, but things could change just like that. Hasn't happened so far, though. 0 for 2 so far on the day, and Atlas has kept the middle part of the lineup in check. Now the tail end is all that matters. Inside the zone for strike one. Getting that first pitch there for Atlas is necessary. Of course, trying to get the advantage in the at-bat. Been such a big deal, and it looks like it plays out well once again. Up top for ball one, just outside the zone, and seemed to be hovering high for the entire pitch. Now the off-speed pitch is helping out so much here for how Atlas has played through. 2 balls and 1 strike now. And Fire Phoenix a little bit further back in the count. Fire still waiting on an opportunity here. Runner in scoring position, tying run at the plate. 2-1 pitch, falls for a strike. 2-2 yet again here. And let's see what happens. Dealing. Inside, going to be shallow contact and looking to turn 2. And no chance to go for a 2-out play. It's still 1. And just like that, sacrifice, but it doesn't play out. Another out for Fire Phoenix. Dubs up to the plate, and still remaining on second, Lurk, still holding out. Now with Dubs at the plate, he'll take that first pitch upstairs for ball one. Going to be waiting a little bit more so here, trying to get that patience back settled in. Seeing a lot of these guys in Landers maybe getting more shallow hits. We saw it with P-Chunk X, who admittedly might have had the chance to burst the game wide open. But getting that shallow hit, not only going to be 1 out, but ended up turning 2 on a rundown play at home. And not able to score a run, of course, crucial to this team. Now a chance to settle it again. 1-2 count. Dubs holding 4, staying in it. Check swing for ball 2. And holding out for this 5th pitch. It's going to come through, and it will come into left of center, right of center now as it makes the curve. It's going to be now turning for 4. It's now a 1-run ball game, and the Landers, they've got it close. It's a 4-3 game. And again, the Landers pull through. Man on first. And here we go again. Arnold, who got the home run in his last at-bat, looking to turn the tide and put SSG on top. Upstairs for the first pitch, ball one. Taking those pitches to the ceiling here. It looks like Atlas now trying to get a little more of a chaser pitch than anything. Admittedly, Atlas has not settled down throughout this entire game and perhaps actually getting a little more shaken as it's progressed. Shallow hit. This one going to fall just out. And no chance to turn two. It's an error! They're going to throw it right out of the line to the dugout. And of course, nothing comes of it there. No chance to really run for second. That could have been bad in any other circumstance, and Cade now back up to the plate. Sacrifice, still a single, and man on first nevertheless. First pitch of the at-bat here. Cade going to get it foul right down the left field line. And if that wasn't foul, most likely would have been an out, so Cade admittedly getting lucky there in a one-run ball game. Atlas deals up high for the 0-1 pitch and makes it a 1-1 count. 3-4 here for SSG, and this is the most alive they've looked all throughout this series. Admittedly, not holding Denver all too hardly, but they've shown more life offensively than anything. 3-4, one-run deficit, that could be taken back quickly. Just one pitch could do all the damage. And here for Arnold, a home run would give SSG the lead. Looking for a fake out there, and a little more time in between pitches. Atlas comes setting the mound once more. The 2-1 pitch. Inside for ball three. And multiple times on both sides of the plate, SSG and Denver respectively, they've gone for that 3-1 count and then tried to hone in with 2 consecutive strikes to end the at-bat. As risky as it appears to have been, it's worked, and now it's 3-2 after a strike 2 swinging. Full count with 2 outs and a man on first. Cade looking for a clutch spot, and it looks like he will get it. Falling into left field, it will not be caught. Man on second, there are 2 runners on base, and Z Millionaire comes up to the plate now in a clutch situation. Players on second and first. One in scoring position, the tying run on second, and the leading run on first. Z Millionaire looking for insurance. And so Z coming up to the plate now. It's a critical situation, and I'm sure every player knows it on that team. Inside for ball one once again. Looks like Atlas now leading off these first pitches of every at-bat outside the zone, trying to get a chase more than anything else, and not trying to give away an easily hittable pitch to get it started. Inside, strike one. Going to the inside of these hitters, hoping they don't see all too much of a difference between the outside of the strike zone and what's inside. And now the count is even once more. The 1-1 pitch going to come up, and the 92nd now for Atlas in overall 5 2/3 innings. Admittedly getting rung up, and I can't imagine there's more than an inning left in store for Atlas, who has started and led the game, and now going to give away another hit into center field. The game is most likely going to be tied. Turning for 4, and SSG, no chance. The bases are loaded once again. And wide the mouse now, coming up in the second straight inning. SSG, as the base is loaded, you cannot imagine that Atlas has anything more in him besides this last out, and they'll have to replace him. And here comes wide the mouse to the plate. Wide up to bat. Bases are loaded. It's do or die now. Atlas dealing in the first pitch. Inside for strike one, and it's called. The 0-1 pitch going to fall inside the zone once again. Strike two called, and wide the mouse going to give away 2 relatively hittable pitches there, and this is tricky. Is Atlas going to go again, trying to get it inside the zone? Is Wide going to predict it? Could be the most important pitch of the game. The 0-2. Inside, ball 1. And Atlas now going to go for the put away. Up top, and it's going to be contact. Lace in the shallow center. Nobody able to play it. This game is not tied. We're checking for official review. This game is not tied. SSG does not score. It's still a one-run game, and the Landers, for the second straight inning, can't score. Wide the Mouse does get it in to play, but it's a shallow hit. Far too shallow. And so, Denver is still up a run. Unbelievable. Bottom of the 6th inning. And so now, the Whitecaps still remain. And not just one, but 2 straight innings with that same outcome. Strike 1 against Ryan. And the Whitecaps gotta be very happy with that one, of course. Atlas, despite all the troubles and admittedly getting beat up in the past 2 innings, gonna get away with it, and it's a quick ground out, and Ryan gonna be put away on 2 pitches. Bunza boy to the plate here. And looking for a chance to maybe put an insurance run, which appears to be necessary right now. The Landers offense, admittedly, it is alive. As much as the Whitecaps might not like to admit it, I don't think it's as easy right now for them as it seems, especially with the way they've been playing for the past 2 innings there. Atlas has been torn up. And to clarify the reason for why that was not a score, the man at first thrown out, and the runner at first, of course, not being safe, led to it being an out rather than another run scoring. So, that being said, it's still a 1-run game, and the advantage goes to the Denver Whitecaps. That is the official reasoning, and as such, we move on with the SSG Landers. Still 1 down. Pitch on the way. It's going to be very shallow contact, and not a pop-out, but a rundown, and it's going to be Cade once again getting the second out here. Atlas coming up to the plate and looking to do some damage here in the most important spot he's been in all day long. As the pitcher, maybe getting a little more torn up than he'd like. However, as a hitter, Atlas is still Atlas and has remained sharp as a knife. And now, looking to put the blade into the Landers' championship hopes and cut it right here and now. Pitch on the way, going to be contact to left field and foul. So, checking the swing once again. The 0-1 pitch here for Wide. Second of the at-bat, 84th so far of his game. And Wide admittedly managing the at-bat so far, not well enough. To right of center field, Atlas strikes back. It's a long gone bomb. And so you see it again. Atlas has done what's necessary. Denver leads by 2 runs and is now coming around to home. Atlas is back and pulls through another home run for the captain of the Denver Whitecaps. And now Wide the Mouse, after all the effort put in to get them back in the game, going to give up that home run with 2 outs in the inning. T-Bucks coming up here now, and Denver getting exactly what they needed. And the fans are still roaring here. What an at-bat. And T-Bucks now coming up to the plate trying to help out. And the fans have finally simmered down. Pitch on the way. Inside, ball 1. And Wide now getting shaken up in the bottom of the 6th inning after several innings admittedly looking as good, if not better, than Atlas on the opposing side. And the battle of the pitchers, I think we know who's winning still, despite all those flaws. Yeah, Atlas, he's got it right now. And T-Bucks up to the plate, trying to be the partner in crime we've seen in the first 2 days. Admittedly, quieter today. 1 for 3. Now looking to make it 2 for 4. Shallow pop-up, and it looks like nobody at plate besides wide. And so we are down to the 7th inning, and the 7th inning stretch is on. We'll be back after this. And so now returning after the 7th inning stretch, welcome to inning number 7 live on FTN. We've returned with more action-packed coverage, and right now, the Denver Whitecaps getting hit heavy in terms of pitching. They're still leading thanks to their offense. Vinny Chowder coming back to the plate. Bases loaded in 2 consecutive innings for the SSG Landers. They have not yet been able to capitalize and are now 2 runs down as a result. Atlas for the first pitch. In for strike 1, swinging. And it looks like right now, fantastic effort from Atlas on the plate. Even if he struggled at the mound, you know he's still trying out there. And 98 pitches coming up on the big 100. There's really little more that he can give here on the mound. And admittedly, with 100 pitches, the stamina is going to be at the lowest it possibly gets. And there'll be all but no control. And you can see it there. Going to be into left field, but caught. And a pop out for Vinny Chowder. Not enough to get anything there. 99 pitches in. P-Chunk X back to the plates. P coming back for his 3rd at bat. We're coming around the order once again here for the SSG Landers. They've been solid in terms of hitting today. Admittedly, maybe not the strongest, but they've done the job necessary to hang in there, even if it has been tough. But now you start talking less about hanging in there, but more about being eliminated. Their championship chances are now coming to what could be a close. Keep in mind, in the championship format that we have here, every game matters more and more. And now, since they find themselves, of course, 2 games down, this would be the end of their season if they lose. Pitch on the way, going to be strike 1, swinging to P-Chunk X as we come back to coverage here. The bracket is slowly but surely coming together. Brooklyn has won against the Hanwha Eagles, not just their games, but the season, and they've been swept. Atlanta, Houston, it's now a 2-1 lead for Atlanta in series, and Los Angeles and Wichita are still settling it amongst each other. Up and in for ball 2. 2-1 count now to P-Chunk X. P, maybe a little more underwhelming in regards to the offense so far today, but that's been admittedly a trend with the Landers. But this could change, falling to the left field, and it's going to be a single. Now the tying run will once again be at the plate. And so now, Lurk, the captain of the SSG Landers, having a chance to bring this game back to dead even circumstances. A 5-5 score would be if Lurk gets that big bomb, but of course, been a tricky game for him so far. A batting average of 727 raised after his last at-bat, getting the base hit, and he got it back to that bases loaded status. So now for Lurk, after a double previously, can he move the runners that much more? Let's find out. Pitch on the way outside for ball 1. The 1-0 count for Lurk. Inside, ball 2. Now 2 balls down to the count for Atlas. Admittedly, having a little bit more trouble, of course, for Atlas now, seeing what's happened. And it looks like Atlas is out of this one. Keep that in mind. 6 pitches in. Tiger now up to the mound. 7 pitches and 3 balls given to Atlas here. Are they planning to walk him? That's the big question. And it looks like now, Tiger, first full at bat, 4-pitch walk, and they're going to rely on Fire Phoenix now to try to get that base hit. Admittedly, Phoenix, having trouble today, has gotten contact, albeit shallow, and that's been the big Achilles heel, getting through the defense. Now 2 runners on base, tying run in scoring position. Ball 1. And now for Phoenix, if there's any time to get a base hit, it would be now, preferably, and it looks like it will be. Laced into right field, it'll be bases loaded, and there you have it. 3 men on with 1 out, and Tiger, in the 3rd straight inning, he sees the conundrum Denver's been in. Bases loaded in the top of the 7th inning. Can you believe it here? It looks like now the SSG Landers are looking to score and unload this game. They've done this now 2 consecutive innings, though, and they have not gotten anything out of it. But yes, they will! To center field, they'll score 1. Now looking to score 2. It looks like it is going to be indeed a tie ball game. 5-5. This game is tied. It's all tied up in 7 innings of gameplay, and Tiger coming through with a 2-run lead. It looks like now he finds himself all tied up. And with that being said, there are runners on the corners too. Oh goodness. The Landers have tied things up 5-5 against the Whitecaps. Strike 1. And we didn't think it would be possible, but it looks like this team will not quit. Pitch on the way, inside for strike 2 once again. And now trying just to attack quickly here, the first reliever of the game, and admittedly Atlas giving 100+ pitches before giving out, but Tiger not faring any better. Strike 3 called, getting the out on 3 straight pitches. Not half bad there. But admittedly now, with Cade coming up to the plate, Cade last at bat was able to get through with a single. And now, trying to get this game in the favor of the Landers here. SSG looking for a big chance here. Pitch on the way. And for Cade, strike 1 swinging. 2 outs so far recorded. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. 5 consecutive strikes here, and it looks like a little bit of a timeout for Cade, stepping off the plate. And coming in for the 0-2. Tiger, just outside the zone, gonna miss for ball 1. Now the 1-2 pitch here for Cade. Let's see what comes of it. Tiger coming set, following through. And the pitch, strike 3 called, moves us to the bottom of the 7th, but this game is tied. And now, tricky position to be in. Tiger gonna take the walk down to the plate, and here we go again. Bottom of the 7th, this game is tied 5-5. For the first time all night, for the first time all series, the Landers have a chance to win a game. Admittedly not seeing much success all throughout this series. They're down 2 games, and if they lose tonight, their season is over. And now Tiger, after struggling there, giving up 2 runs in just 1 inning, maybe trying now to turn it around with the bat once again. Let's see what happens here. Up to the plate, we have another reliever. For the SSG Landers, they're going to be swapping out pitchers as well. And in this, it's going to be Mini Chowder. First reliever for the Landers, as Tiger is for the Whitecaps. And so now setting up once again, Tiger going to be at the plate and waiting just a little bit longer here for Mini Chowder to get back on the mound. Everyone confirming pitcher change, and it looks like it has been clarified. Mini Chowder making his way in. First pitch for the day for Mini Chowder, coming against Tiger, who has been as strong as the big 2 in the lineup today. Pitches in for ball 1. And now going to be a 1-0 count. Tiger letting that first pitch come through, waiting a little bit more. See what happens here. The windup, delivering for contact. It's going to be foul to left field. And now 1-1. Now the pitch. Ball 2 once more. And now for Tiger, the question becomes, is it time to go free swinging, or is it time to wait just a little bit longer? Is it time, of course, to be aggressive or conservative with that hitting approach? 2-1 so far. Maybe time to still wait. Pitch on the way, up and in, ball 3. And it looks like so far just struggling a little bit more to get inside the zone. Mini Chowder going for that 3-1 strategy, and you can't imagine it'll be a walk. Pitch on the way here. It's going to be a 3-1 count, and Chowder waiting a little more. Chowder waiting for the time to run down. Three and one here, looking to make that count full, if not get the out. Chowder comes set, and the 3-1 pitch delivered. Inside the zone, strike 2 swinging. Full count now on 5 pitches for Chowder. Trying to get through with a strikeout. Pitch on the way, and it will be popped up and shallow, and it's going to fall in for an out after 6 pitches. Chowder gets it done, but not without struggling, and here comes the red-hot SSGO. 3 home runs so far in the series, looking for a big number 4, and here comes back again. If the core of the lineup has been struggling a little bit more today, it's been the middle of the lineup, carrying and then some. And here goes Gio, back to the plate. All eyes now whether or not he can succeed and bring the Landers out of the lead and bring the Denver Whitecaps right back in. Contact, gonna fall in the center field, and it will be caught. A diving catch, and just like that, Dubs gonna make perhaps the play of the inning there to curb the Whitecaps when it matters most. Envy out of the plate, and it looks like Gio gonna be given a chance to hit, and it doesn't go all too well. Bottom of the 7th inning here, and outs are running out. No pun intended. Each team will have 6 until we go to extras. Ball 1 inside. 1-0 count here for Chowder. Gotten through these first 2, not with relative ease, but he has done the job, and he's done so without giving up any hit. 2-0 count now, 2 balls in. Looks like once again going to be taking it off the mound for a step or 2, trying to get that break in between pitches. And coming set once again. The pitch on the way here for Envy. Going to be a 2-0. Dealing. Contact. This one going to be hit, and it will be hit deep and gone. The Whitecaps lead again. This game is no longer tied. It is 6-5. Welcome back, Denver. They lead now by a score of 6-5 indeed, and Envy gets the job done, walking back to home plate and touching down the score. Denver leads with only 6 outs remaining as we'll head to the 8th inning right up next. My oh my, Envy with the clutch hit, and he gets the job done when it matters the most. Now the Landers will need to come back if there's any chance they better act on it. And so the crowd simmers down as Denver once again has the lead. Inside for strike 1. What a way to go for Envy there. And tonight has been all about that middle of the lineup. Lurk doing a good job. T-Buck's a little bit out of the groove. But otherwise, these hitters have contributed. And the pitch going to be shallow and into center field. It's going to be a quick single. No chance to turn 2. And so, X-Vinicti up to the plate again. A .267 batting average in the series. And now looking to break this game open. It's been a toss and turn struggle all night long for Denver. And now, just now, it looks like they've got a chance to maybe unscrew the lid. Keeping this game much closer than the Landers have all night. It's going to be foul into left field stands. Another foul ball. Chowder with a pitch on the way. Up top for strike 2. Admittedly now, Chowder on the books for the loss if anything were to occur, getting the game tied previously with Atlas and Tiger giving up those runs, but now one down. Bad news and of course a tricky situation to work out of. Pitch in the way, up top. Now, 1-2 count. The 1-2 here to X. Your chance now to get that put away pitch and move on to the 8th inning. A little bit of a timeout, both for pitcher and batter here. They'll step aside and wait a little bit longer to set up again. The 1-2 count for Chowder, trying to work out the inning. And it's contact laced into left field. It's going to be right side this time, and it looks like now, making it through, it's going to be runners first and second. No chance to make another play. And now Ryan with a chance to blow the game open. It looks like now 2 runners on base, 1 in scoring position, and that's a hit to right field rounder that moves through. Ryan V with a chance now to make sure Denver gets away and the Landers don't come back. Pitch on the way. Upstairs for strike 1. So now for Minnie Chowder trying to get away from this one, not only giving up a run, a crucial run, but now giving up multiple hits. And if Ryan gets one, it'll be hard to work back from. Up top for ball 1. Now the 1-1 count with 18 pitches so far. The question becomes, can Chowder make it through, or is this it? Pitch on the way here, going to be the 19th of his relief appearance, giving up 1 run so far, and it looks like foul. Strike 2, and going to hit the second deck of grandstands. One and 2 count now, looking for the put-away pitch on the inning. Moving on to the 8th, could save the Landers here, but they have not come through this inning unscathed. Up and in, strike 3, swinging, but not enough. And so we move on to the 8th. The Landers down 1. Denver back on top, and now 6 outs away from putting the Landers to rest and ending their season in a 3-game sweep. And so now Millionaire coming back up to the plate. Been a tricky game so far for all of these hitters who admittedly have had such trouble simply because of the caliber of pitching. But as of late, both teams have come through and admittedly have taken the screws off of the respective batting teams. And as it stands, I think for Millionaire, knowing that Tiger gave up those 2 runs previously, it could happen again, and it could happen in a moment's notice here, so maybe not all too worried. The pitch on the way, upstairs for strike 2. Another strike taken. Los Angeles now going to find themselves 11-4 in the lead. Strike 3, swinging, and Z Millionaire goes down on 3 pitches. Tiger getting settled into the 8th quickly, and for the first time throughout this game, it looks like Waterdoosy is up to the plate, up and in for strike 1, and yeah, Tiger is attacking. 4 straight strikes all in the matter of 1 minute there. You can see shoving through this inning, trying to get it started. Pitch on the way, strike 2, swinging here. And now, Tiger looking for a chance for another put-away pitch. The 0-2 count to Waterdoosy, who has not been seen all throughout this series. And Tiger comes set, unwinds, and goes for it again. Contact, foul. 6 straight strikes. No chance now for the immaculate inning, but still throwing right inside the zone and not afraid at all to attack. And the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. 7 pitches, 2 strikeouts. And now Minnie Chowder, the opposing pitcher, up to the plate. Contact. This one gonna go high, deep into left center field, and gonna make it in for perhaps a stand-up double. Trying to play it again as the Millionaire gets it in hand, and it's a double. Mini Chowder getting a two-base hit as Pete Chunk X comes back to the plate. Tying run in scoring position, and the leading run currently at the plate. And so now, it's up to Pete Chunk X. Inside, ball one. Whether or not it works out, of course, it's going to be tricky. Trying not to pitch anything bad here, but you got to go for some strikes, and there's one. A swinging strike, 1-1 count now. In there for strike two again. And now Pete Chunk X down to that last strike with a runner on second, moving a double would tie the game once again here. Tiger looking through, trying to find a way out here. The 1-2 count, perhaps the most important of this inning. It's going to be a laced foul to left field. Contact, solid contact, yes, but that most likely would have been an out if it were to be fair. And so, Tiger deals once more. The pitch. Contact hit high and deep to left field. The Landers lead. The SSG Landers are on top. My oh my. The Landers with a 2-1 shot. Pete Chunk X with his second home run of the game. And the Landers have done it. They lead in the top of the 8th inning. 7-6. The Landers will not go down. Silence. The two biggest home runs of this series, perhaps. SSG back on top. What a moment there. And now leading by one run for the first time all night. And now Tiger would be on the book for the loss. It switches back again. Now lurk up to the plate, and it's another one smacked into left to center field. That's a pop out. We move on to the bottom of the 8th. And Denver's got some explaining to do here. They'll have to explain with a bat this time around. What might have been an easy one to put away, it looks like the pitching a little more troublesome than anything. And just like that, we are once again seeing Denver in the back seat. Bunza boy to the plate. And if Bunza's got any chance now, it's going to all come down to a powerful hit here. Mini Chowder back to the mound. Bunza checking swing. Mini Chowder still waiting to get back on the mound. And when this team gets settled in again, we're going to come down to the tail end of this one with the 9th inning being the all-important one for the series. The SSG Landers hoping to stay alive and avoid elimination tonight and move on to Sunday and then on.
You all right? You good?
And Chowder still not yet there. And wait now for Chowder to get with us here. As you can see, the stands might be largely empty, but the fans are here tonight. And you can see them lining the dugouts for this game. And the first pitch here for Chowder. Let's see what comes of it. Bunza boy settling in, and so is Chowder. The pitch on the way. Deals. Contact is going to be immediately laced in a foul. It was not. It's a quick one to pop out. And so, moving on to Atlas, who has to get the job done for his team here. The captain comes up to the plate, 1 run behind, and Chowder now is going to have to face him. A 7-6 ball game. And right now, 1 run up. The Landers, for the first time all season, are ahead, and they've been offensively capable all night. Pitches inside for ball one. And now the 1-0 count is going to put Chowder slightly ahead, ever so slightly anyhow. And that's enough, of course, to settle in here and now go for a 2-0 count. Ball two, far outside. Atlas going to be seeing these pitches all around. Not a chance to get one inside the strike zone yet. Chowder's choice. Check swing, strike one. 2-1 count here. We're going to see Atlas not in the hole necessarily, but not seeing a lot of those hittable pitches. And maybe going to go outside again. Nope. Strike two swinging. Counts even at 2-2. Now for Atlas. Let's see what happens. The pitch. Check swing. Full count. And now Atlas going to have to wonder, is it time to swing free, knowing what's on the line? Of course, Denver not going to be facing elimination tonight, but why not put away a competitor early? And I figure now, they've got to go for it. Pitch on the way here, of course, going to be the sixth of the at-bats. Atlas checking the swing, back and forth, waiting for something to hit. And here goes nothing. Chowder winding up and dealing. Strike three swinging, and T-Bucks now in a clutch position has to come through. Atlas put away, and a full count strikeout brings T-Bucks back to the plate. Hasn't been his best night. Has been far out of the frame, far out of the picture offensively tonight, and now has to come right back into the fold. Gotta focus up here. If everything else didn't matter, this matters the most. Pitch on the way. Inside for strike one. Going to be taken quick. And a fast move there for T-Bucks. Going to be letting that one slide right in for strike one. The 0-1 pitch here. Going to head up and inside for ball one, and now the count's even again. T-Bucks is going to have to do something here for the sake of the Whitecaps, which has been unfortunately missed all throughout this entire day of play. T-Bucks not getting those hits, getting a blooper, a single, but that's it. And otherwise popping out or striking out, anything in between. And going to take that for ball two once again. And for this offensive core, Lurk, of course, in the SSG Landers, has led the Lander team back up on top. For Atlas, struggling pitching in later innings of his start might have been partially the reason we see now the Landers up and ahead, but additionally T-Bucks hasn't come through yet. And he's going to take strike two, keeping the bat on the shoulders there. And now, in a critical spot, we'll head to the ninth inning, and the Whitecaps might be out of luck. The pitch on the way here going to be coming through, and it is a 2-2 pitch. Chowder once again comes off the mound, sets up once again, and is ready to deal. And here comes the pitch. Chowder for 2-2. Strike three called. T-Bucks put away on three pitches in the strike zone. And so now we move on to the ninth inning, and it looks like it's time to figure things out. In the last inning, we'll go through, and with a one-run lead, it's going to be up on top, the SSG Landers, 7-6. To the mound, Ryan, now going to be our final of the substitute relief pitchers here for the Denver Whitecaps. Contact is going to be laced into right field, and it looks like the Landers will not go out quiet. A leadoff single on one pitch, and Ryan gets on base again. Dubs now coming up to the plate. 3 RBI on the day so far. And now, Dubs back in it, looking to extend the lead the SSG Landers have. Contact, and again, this time to left field. How about this? 2 runners now on base. And the Landers get 2 consecutive hits. Cowardly Arnold now coming up. And he's gotten a home run so far today. It looks like SSG all of a sudden now putting hit after hit after hit down. And they are now in control. Taking it for ball 1, a check swing. Now, Ryan in a hole here, does not want to give up any more than what we've seen previously, of course. And now on the book for the loss would be Tiger, coming in for strike 1. And still, with 2 runners on base, got to get 3 straight outs here, and that's assuming there's no contact. And that's a pretty hard assumption to make, given the fact that right now Arnold has been a heavy hitter with 1 crucial home run, 1 RBI that came from it. But he knows how to get the bat off the shoulder and go for a heavy hit. Pitch on the way, going to make it 2-1. And Arnold staying locked in here. Ryan with a pitch. Contact again. This one going to fall into center field. Instead, is it caught? Yes! Diving catch, and no chance for sacrifice. Cade now coming up to the plate, who has struggled throughout the day. And the Landers might need to call on him to get through. Not to say he can't, but admittedly for Cade, save for 1 single, hasn't been in there all throughout the day with a 1 for 4 batting average, 250 so far. Maybe a chance to get in the 3s. And for Ryan, the first pitch of the at-bat going to be strike 1 swinging.
Thank you.
Coming through for the 0-1 here. Ryan, you get that one right beside the strike zone, but couldn't get it there. 1-1 now. Dead even, looking for a chaser. Couldn't quite get it, but gonna settle in once again. And now Ryan's got to hone in on what's left of the course tank. Got a lot of stamina he can work with, so he's got control, he's got the speed, and can fire it in there fast, use control to get the command and location exactly where wanted. And I think that's right now the biggest strength Ryan has relative to anyone else in this game. Of course, that he's working with in the Denver Whitecaps here. Why not use that to his advantage? That's the big question. And trying to get perhaps a rolling hit down to second base, get it grounded into double play circumstance, or even a strikeout here, even though he's behind in the count. The 2-1. Falls in for 3-1. And now, as every other batter is seen, in the 3-1, you cannot expect another opportunity outside the strike zone expected to fall in. And here comes the pitch. Contact, and it's going to be a pop foul high and up, and it is out. Z Millionaire now coming to the plate. And Z with a 364 average, 2 RBI, looking good today as well as yesterday. Looking for one more chance. Millionaire up to the plate. 2 runners still on base, and the Wichita Wizards have won against the Los Angeles Stars after 9 innings of play. Stick with us here for the final inning, if not more, of competition here. The Whitecaps and the Wichita Wizards see Wichita lead. They now have a 2-1 series advantage. And with that being said, we're at the home stretch here, and Z Millionaire maybe a chance to put on those crucial insurance runs that we of course expect for the Landers to desire, but we don't quite know whether or not they'll get them. Here comes the pitch once again, and for Ryan, this could be crucial. Ball 2. And now, a 2-0 count. Z Millionaire going to be checking the swing, waiting just a little bit longer, and still no chance. An opportunity to finish the job and not give up any run is all that's being chased right now for Ryan, giving up 2 hits quickly, but otherwise has hung in there. Ryan going to get off the plate one more time. So, here comes the pitch, perhaps the final of the at-bat, 2-1. Ryan deals the 2-1 count. Gonna be a 2-2 count now, and just a swing and a miss brings Millionaire back to an even count. Top of the ninth inning here with 2 outs will bring us back to Denver for 3 final potential at-bats, if not more. Denver needs a rally cap to finish off the Landers. Strike 3 swinging. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Denver 1 down. They'll need to put something together here to walk off the game. Otherwise, either the game ends or we go to extra innings. And that's where it all gets even trickier. Tiger now coming back to the plate. Been strong today and is looking to finish it off. Here comes Mini Chowder back to the mound, and so we go again. Tiger at the plate, looking to score 1 more run. If not, get on base, and it's all hands on deck. If you just joined us for our LA Wichita broadcast, welcome on FTN. I'm your host, David Kreutz, and we're in a very tricky, tight game here, and all the players, they know it here. Tiger now in a crucial spot, trying to get Denver to the win, and that pop-up is so high, it doesn't do anything. First out on 1 pitch, and Tiger is gone. Young Gio now to the plate, looking for a chance to tie the ball game. 2 outs remaining for Denver for them to get through. And for those of you tuning in right now on FTN, welcome back. Coverage tonight has been exciting as ever, and it's a game to remember here. The Landers have stayed alive, and they've kept themselves in the mix regardless of troubles. And you're watching on FTN exclusively here for coverage of all playoff series. We are going to have you for the Divisional on to the World Series, and young Gio hoping to bring his Denver Whitecaps to the Championship Series tonight. It all comes down to whether or not he succeeds on this at-bat. Pitches in for strike 1. So Gio gonna check his swing once again, looking for the save opportunity. Would have been on the book for the loss, but ever since that 1 slip up, Mini Chowder has gotten through and taken the game by storm. Pitch on the way, gonna be contact, and this one going to be popped out. Denver down to the last out here, and Gio cannot come through. Envy with 1 home run so far is the last hope for the Whitecaps. And so now, Chowder with a chance to finish off the save opportunity. Hasn't been easy tonight, but it looks like now there's a possibility to come through with the game win. Envy checking a swing. 35 pitches so far for Chowder, has managed well, and it looks like this one going to be hooked right down the line. Oh goodness, that could have been gone. Just a few feet make all the change. Envy gonna have to hang in there, but that first strike, that could have been. Chowder back off the mound once again. Got to throw the ball all the way out to center field. Now trying to hang tough for just a few more pitches. And it's 2 more pitches now perhaps. Envy set up once again. The 0-1 pitch for Chowder. Almost giving up a home run on that one, but for him, lucky to get away with it. He deals. Up top, pop-up, foul. That's the game. Denver loses, and the SSG Landers stay alive. The Landers come home in victory. They haven't seen it ever since regular season play. SSG on top, 7-6, and the Whitecaps lose by just 1 run. Chowder with the win and the save. Tiger comes home with the loss. And overall, the Landers fought as hard as they could today, and the offense, perhaps their biggest weakness so far, it comes back and in full force. Coming back to the field to celebrate, the SSG Landers do the unthinkable, and they win here in Denver. Home turf for the Whitecaps, and it's not enough to avoid a victory here as the Landers prove this series, it's not over. 7 runs off 16 hits. Denver, 6 runs off 14 hits. It was an offensive back-and-forth game, and so tonight, the Whitecaps now go to batting practice to finish off all that we've seen. What a way to end the game here. Fireworks going off, and the Landers celebrating on away turf. Let's talk about it here with a brief post-game section before we, of course, head away to our next broadcast here on FTN. A few of the players coming right at us. There's Z Millionaire, crucial today with multiple hit game. And let's discuss what we saw here live on FTN. If you've been sticking with us, welcome to our post-game show. Denver now leading the series 2-1. What a game it was there for the Landers and, of course, the Whitecaps alike. The bracket still remains mostly wide open. The Brooklyn Bears, only the ones that make it through. They sweep the Hanwha Eagles. The Bulls and the Rebels now going to be a 2-1 lead for the Rebels. Wichita up 2-1 in their series. Denver up 2-1 in this campaign. I'm your host for this very brief post-game show, David Kreutz, and let's talk about a few of the takeaways we have from today's game. All things considered, offense, offense, offense. We've been talking about how Lurk has been largely alone out there with the bat tonight. Not the case, and able to get away with multiple multi-hit games from players such as the Millionaire. You saw Phoenix came up at the very end. P-Chunk X with a multi-home run game, eventually hitting that go-ahead, and as such, Landers, they got it done. P-Chunk X with a go-ahead 2-run home run and the leadoff single shot. 3 RBI game just based upon that. And the Whitecaps, they're still leading. Their big takeaway, perhaps maybe about pitching. They let Atlas out there for over 100 pitches, which might have been the biggest flaw of their game today. Admittedly, though, Tiger giving up multiple runs, and that was, of course, the worst possible scenario. But the Landers showed all throughout the game they had what it took to continue running the bases up, loading them inning after inning after inning for 3 consecutive, and then taking the lead when Tiger got his first full inning in. So with 4 straight innings of work, they were hustling the Whitecaps over and over, and so they come through with victory tonight when it matters the most. Their season is still alive, and they will play another game tomorrow, and hopefully that will be live on FTN as well. With Sunday coverage for round 4, the Whitecaps are set to face off against the Landers once again, and you've been watching exclusive presentation live on FTN. I've been your host, David Kreutz, and we hope to see you back for tomorrow's coverage. This is HCBB on FTN, and the first divisional series continues tomorrow night. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage. If you did, leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated, and we'll see you back tomorrow night for more HCBB action. Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you once again. This has been exclusive coverage of the first divisional series between the SSG Landers and Denver Whitecaps. We hope you enjoyed.